everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of ChuggieBets. We're doing our college football podcast. I'm Andy. I'm joined by Danny, Al, and Matt. Before we get to anything else, let's chug a beer.
Cheers.
Who's ready to chug some beers and make some bad gambling picks? Welcome to ChuggieBets. It's right every time.
All right. So I had another fantastic week, 7-4. I'm 13 games over 500 for the season. I just have to brag on myself for a second because that's
Kudos.
pretty.
I had another week
That's
where
honestly,
I had another week where I did exactly what I'm supposed to do.
the consistency right here, incredible.
I've had two
Andy,
losing weeks this season. Every other week has been pretty good.
I've had 2 winning weeks this season. I feel like our consistency
Andy,
is really.
I think every week, Andy, you have 2 losses. You're like 4-2, 7-2, 5-2. You never lose more than 2 games.
I should just bet like 60 games then. I'd be 58-2.
Perfect. Well, I think we just cracked the
I
code.
wish that was true. However, no matter how well I do, I seem to not do that well on my Chuggy bets. So we've got Matt and Al who both won their Chuggy bets this week. So congrats, guys. That gives us 3 beers to pass out between the 3 of us. One for me for the winning record, or best record, and one for Al and Matt each for winning their Chuggy bets. So we decided we were going to have a little conversation here before we started about what is your favorite Power 5 conference. And
Non-Power 5.
Non-Power 5,
Non-Power
sorry.
5.
Yes, non-Power 5 conference. Matt, you won your Chuggy bet, and you had Al, you won your Chuggy bet and had a slightly better record than Matt. So we'll let Al kick us off. What is your favorite non-Power 5 conference?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Sun Belt. I like the Sun Belt. Coastal Carolina, App State, James Madison, Old Dominion, and Marshall. Like, that's a solid, that's only one side of it. And you got all your Louisianas and Arkansas. It's fun. Sun Belt, Fun Belt. That's my
The
pick.
Coastal App State is great. The Coastal App State is great. I love both of those teams.
Yeah.
I love betting on them when they're playing big schools, and I love betting on them when they're playing each other, which they are this week. Spoiler alert.
Nice little teaser. I love it. It's like we're professionals. Matt, what about you? Do you have a favorite non-Power 5 conference?
Yeah, I love the Mountain West. And here's a couple reasons why, right? Everyone loves betting Hawaii. I like to chase. I like to stay up and watch games till 1 or 2 in the morning and just completely neglect my family the next morning. Perfect for that. Additionally, the highs and lows of the conference are so good, right? We've been talking ad nauseum this year about Fresno State and San Jose State. And we've also been talking ad nauseum about Colorado State, who's terrible, and Hawaii and Nevada, who are all bad, right? It is a roller coaster when you're involved in the Mountain West. I'm here for every minute of it.
Nice. Love it.
My favorite thing betting the Mountain West is because it's like it's like the whole Saturday slate. It's all gone to shit, and I'm down like 5 units, and I'm like, let's just throw like 3 or 4 units on this midnight game. I'm not even gonna watch a second of it and just go to bed and say a little prayer, and I'm not down, a shit ton. So it's great.
Wake up, and I got a couple dollars to bet on that morning Premier League game.
And the Mountain West feels dirty. You're like already in football hangover. You look terrible. You haven't showered. It's just something. It's so nostalgic and like football. Hey, you're just such a football guy if you're watching Mountain West.
You got buffalo sauce on your shirt. It smells like you got like beer sweats.
Yeah,
you're post drunk. Yeah, you were not drunk, and now you're not drunk again, and you're like,
but you're
still
still
be
awake.
watching football. Yeah, good.
It's a conference that should be like sponsored by cocaine or Red Bull. I guess Red Bull's probably better, but it's for the uppers.
Andy, what's your conference?
So my favorite non-Power 5 conference is the MAC, and it has nothing to do with any particular team. It's the fact that this week they're going to start giving us Tuesday night football and Wednesday night football.
Oh,
like Mac said, 2 more nights a week to ignore my family, get my kids to bed, tell my wife to go in the other room to watch her baking show, and fire up some action, man. That's all about the action in the middle of the week.
Well, my wife and I have some stupid show on the actual big TV, and she's watching something on TikTok or Instagram. I got the Mac game on my phone right here.
That's actually more likely. I just want to sound like a big man.
Yeah. She's watching like some, rom-com or whatever, and you're staring at your phone getting pissed that Buffalo just threw 2 consecutive pick sixes.
Yeah,
And,
but
Well,
an
this week,
85-inch
the Mavericks
TV
always
so that the
Mavericks
baking
allowed
show
to, I
can
love it.
be life size, and I can
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
football on my phone. Yes.
So my favorite non-Power 5 conference is the ACC.
Yeah.
We're not good at football. I don't even think Clemson's very good
Clemson's in the
anymore,
top
but-
5.
I mean, they haven't lost yet, but that may be coming to an end.
Ooh.
We got to
that
stop
another
saying
tease?
Miami is back and just start saying the ACC is back. That should be our
The
expression.
ACC is back, yeah. Who's gonna win Miami's side of the ACC? Who's gonna step up? Is it Duke?
Is Pitt on that side? I don't even know.
It's got to be
Yeah.
North Carolina.
It's not Virginia.
North Carolina
Oh,
could
yeah.
do it. North Carolina could do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
for sure.
pretty good.
Yeah, they're the best of that side.
Ugh. And they don't even field 11 guys when they go out on defense. I don't think.
They don't. They don't even play defense. That's the
No.
crazy thing. They just put up lawn chairs. Number 17, the cornerback is a lawn chair.
I think since we're such an anti-conference, they were able to make a deal where they could have 12 guys on offense and 10 on defense.
Just means more.
Yeah.
That actually sounds like fun. They should do that for all football. 12 on offense, 10 on defense.
I'd be for it.
We'd get
I'd be for it.
We'd get overs in like the 120s.
It'd
There's
be like Aussie rules.
power-ups in football. If you kick like a 60-plus yard field goal or you score a 40-plus yard touchdown, you get to like add a guy for your next snap on either
I'd
side of
love
the ball.
adding
They should do that.
I would love being able to just
Mario
add a guy
Kart the
for a
shit
minute.
out of college football. Let's do it.
I already have potential rule changes written down as a potential topic for the off-season talk. So
Oh,
we'll,
that's great.
I
Yeah.
love it. We'll get into the nitty
All
gritty of refereeing, officiating.
absolutely. Let's keep it moving. Let's talk a little bit about what we learned this week. Let's go the opposite direction. So, Danny, why don't you kick us off with what you learned this week?
I learned that it takes bad teams 4 overtimes to score 2 Iowa touchdowns. The Canes, I don't know if anybody watched our stupid game, but man, I didn't watch it because I had a kid's birthday party to go to. But the game was long enough that I got to see the overtimes, and man, I didn't miss anything. It was just punt, 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 punt. It was like the Big Ten invaded the ACC. Punt, 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 punt.
It makes me so
Go.
happy seeing a team win a game with 14 points on 4 field goals and a 2-point conversion. And you're like, a 2-point conversion? Doesn't there usually have to be a touchdown for that? Nope. Not today.
Nope.
Not anymore.
Not
There
when
does.
Miami's
You
playing.
just don't have to score it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
All right, Al, what did you learn this week?
Yeah, I learned that sports betting is fucking rigged. Like in no world should Wake Forest and Louisville have ever been a remotely close game. And
It wasn't.
Saturday, yeah, it wasn't, and not the way it was supposed to go. Right, Saturday the Sharps were like all over Louisville, and I'm like, no, this is dumb. Wake Forest is gonna crush them, and then Wake fumbles the ball 5 consecutive possessions to blow that one. Like, what the like? How do people know that shit? Do they know that the ball is gonna be slippery that day? It's horse shit. I hate it. I'm so angry. It's a loss that I'm upset with. I would bet it
Sorry to
again
hear that,
in a
Al.
heartbeat.
I would
bet
do
it
the
again in a
same
heartbeat.
thing again too. It was a terrible.
I'm doing it again this week. Wake again this week. I'm getting that money back.
All right, Matt, what about you? Anything you learned
All
this
right.
week?
Ride with me on this because this is going to be a little bit long. I learned that offsides can ruin 2 bets in 1 second. Here's what I mean. We were down to 26 seconds left in the West Virginia TCU game. The score was TCU 34, West Virginia 31, right? So West Virginia was a plus 7.5 bet. You're feeling really good. 26 seconds. It's 4th and 1. They're going to just try to run the ball. Also, the total's at 65, right? And for the bet, it was 68.5. So you felt really good if you were West Virginia and under better, which makes sense, right? You're betting the dog. 4th and 1. Max Duggan runs he gets the motion from the defense to cross the line. They get an offsides. He throws a friggin'
Great
ball
play.
into the end zone
play.
in the right corner, and all those bets are lost in 5 seconds. Just boom, over and over. And I couldn't believe it. It
You
is
got the free play, and oh man, I missed this. That's awesome.
And he did
As somebody
Yeah.
who bets overs.
he killed both bets. So TCU covered and the over hit in that last play. And they were just trying to, it was 4th and 1 with 20 seconds left. They were just trying to get the first down and keep the game moving. It was amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
It was literally the only thing that could have happened on that play that would have had that result.
It was
that was a lock on West Virginia and a lock on the under until it wasn't.
I actually had the over in that game, and I turned it off, and I'm just now learning how I won that bet. Like, I thought it was over, and then I checked the Action Network later and saw that I won, and I was like, how did that happen? But I didn't bother to look, so thank you for informing me. But I am sorry you lost.
Amazing. No, I had the over. It was great.
Oh, you had the over? Nice.
But I'm saying for like
I figured I had TCU up.
I didn't. I kind of like West Virginia. I thought there was maybe an upset spot. But no, it was amazing. What happened was it was like art. It was like Picasso was out there painting a tapestry of shit so everyone can lose their freaking minds on the internet. It was
great.
Yeah, I think we all won our bets on that play, to be honest, because I think I was on TCU. So TCU -7. So yeah.
Nice. So what I learned this week, this isn't my official what I learned this week, but did you guys know that the interim coach at Nebraska, Mickey Joseph, is the brother of Vance Joseph, former Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator, Broncos head coach? They're brothers. And they apparently have a standing phone call every day at 4:45 in the morning to talk about football, because that's how much these men love football. So what I learned this week is Mickey Joseph's going to have to get up even earlier if he wants Nebraska to be any good, because 4:45 is not cutting.
Football guys, right?
So maybe the trick is he needs to sleep a little more.
Do you think he watches film before he has his phone call with his brother, so he doesn't?
Does he prep?
Does
he prep for the call?
Yeah, I would love a lot more information. I would watch a documentary about these two brothers getting up at 4:45 in the morning to chat. Like, I don't know about the three of you, but if I had a conversation at 4:45 in the morning with anybody, it would be lots of just like grunting and like very few real words.
4:45 in the morning conversations in my life have more likely been from the night before than from the morning of. It's
fair.
Agreed. I've had many conversations with you at 4:45 in the morning, I guess.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, we were young.
There still is a lot of grunting though.
They're about as like easy to understand.
Yeah.
All right. Well, excellent. I'm glad we learned so much. Let's see if we can apply it to this week and get some winners. So looks like Al is kicking us off Tuesday night with some beautiful action. Why don't you take us there and tell us what you got?
Yeah, it's a shame that I've only got a play in one of these games, and I'm glad that you guys have some plays in the Wednesday night one. But my play on Tuesday is going to be Ohio 3. Basically, it's a home dog in the MAC. I like those situations.
Yeah.
So they like to beat up on each other. You get a lot of upsets in the MAC, and I'm not saying Ohio's going to win this one, but Ohio +3 seems like it's got as good a chance as it doesn't to hit. So I'm going to take it.
They could. They're a home dog. So Buffalo and Ohio are probably, they could be the two best teams in the MAC. Buffalo, I think, is the best team in the MAC this year. But Ohio is almost as good as them. They could be another one. They could win the MAC. They're up there. They're both really good offenses, so I'm going to take the over in this game. I think this is the best action game of the week. This is the one you're going to want to watch. The Ball State-Kent State game is trash.
Danny, are you telling me you're taking the over in the MAC, and the MAC has a bunch of good offenses? This is the first I'm hearing about this.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm doing. Tuesday night, I'm betting for touchdowns.
I
and
love
Buffalo's
it. Yeah, I mean,
points.
If you don't watch MAC football and you just want to start throwing bets out blindly, taking the points and taking the over is always a good move.
Yeah. So I think that brings us to the next. I mean, the other MAC. There's Wednesday night MAC action also. The Central Michigan NIU game, I would skip. I don't think that's going to be a good one to watch.
What's the line on that?
But the Western Michigan Bowling Green game. Also, I would skip watching this game, but I'm taking the under because I think this one's going to be boring as shit. I think both of these teams can't score. Andy, you got any idea on?
Yeah, it's not like the biggest value I show on any play this week, but I really wanted to have a play on Wednesday night. I actually lean towards Buffalo on Tuesday night. I'll probably be on. I'm sorry, towards Ohio in the Buffalo game with Al. I'll probably be on that too. But let him do the official pick there. So not my most valuable pick of the week, but I wanted to have a pick, and the one I show the most value on is Western Michigan taking the points. Both teams are bad, and when both teams are bad, nobody should be favored by more than a field goal. So I'll take 3.5.
I always love getting the almost endorsement from Andy on my picks.
No, I definitely will be betting it. I'm just not locking it up for the pod.
So I actually like Andy's logic. Is sort of the same reason I bet here. Both teams are bad. I don't think they're going to score. He said both teams are bad. He's taking the dog. His logic is probably the winning logic, and my logic is probably the losing logic based on the way this season's gone. All right, so a lot of weekday games this week. Matt, you got a pick for Thursday?
Yeah, I'm laying the points with Rice when they face UTEP. I think Rice is the better team here. I think the number should be closer to 5 or 6. So at 3.5, I think there's value there, especially with them being at home. I don't think UTEP is a big giant. This game isn't going to feel good. It's not going to feel comfortable at any point, but it's the right side. So lay the 3.5 with Rice against UTEP.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that pick, Matt. I considered it. So
I didn't know what
to
do with that game. I didn't know what to do with that game, so I skipped it. There's another Thursday night game that I'm definitely going to be watching, and I'm going to watch this over the NFL game for sure. It's App State, Coastal Carolina, so that's the other game I'm going to be watching. It's way better than the UTEP Rice game, so that's the one I'm going to want to have action on.
Oh,
I did not take the 2.5 because I'm leading Coastal Carolina to win this game. I'm probably going to have some money line action on it. They're Coastal's at home. And I mean, this is a great game. There's going to be a lot of points. I'll probably be on the over. I don't know. Andy, are you on the over?
I am.
Al is okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm taking over 61 in this one. I was just like Danny just said. I had it as penciled in at Coastal plus 2.5. And I felt like 2.5 didn't really mean it much. And then I consider App State's running game. And I don't know where Coastal Carolina's run defense stacks up, but I feel like App State should be able to control the ball on offense. And these are two schools that love scoring points, and 61 is a very reasonable total for that. So I just said, fuck it, I'll take the over. Seems like the smarter move.
Yeah, I like the over. The reason I didn't take the 2.5 is because if it gets to 3, I'll probably take the points with Coastal during the week. But 2.5 meant nothing to me, so I'll probably just bet the money line if it stays there before the game starts. But yeah, I don't have a bet on it yet, but I'm definitely gonna be betting and watching this game. It's one of my favorite games of the week.
What's the Thursday NFL game? It's whatever it's going to be. It's going to have like 30 points total. It's going to have like 17 field goals, and absolutely.
We got a good Thursday game last week. Sorry, we'll save that for the NFL. But even Kirk Herbstreit was out there saying it was a good game with the points, right?
It is the Eagles Texans, and I have a pick.
Yeah, I'm not
tune into our NFL pod.
That's an easy one.
That one's going to be over. That one's going to be over like 7 minutes in.
Yeah, lay the points. Jalen Hurts over on rushing yards. That's what you should do.
All right, speaking of bad football games, we have what was last year like the bad team Super Bowl of the year. One of these teams is a little bit better this year. UMass at UConn. Danny, I know you and I both have picks. Why don't you go ahead and kick us off here?
Oh yeah, I love to fade UMass. I love fading UMass. UConn's been a cover monster this year. Actually, I usually take UConn in this game historically because they suck, but I think they suck less than UMass. But UMass is getting over 2 touchdowns in this game, and UConn is I think 7-2 against the spread, and that's got to regress to the mean at some point. So I think UMass covers this one.
I am right there with you. These are both really bad teams still. UMass is bottom 3 in both offense and defense, but UConn is bottom 15 in both offense and defense. And the fact that this number is 14.5 is insane. Insane.
It's actually 15.5 right now, guys. If you want to,
I'm not going back.
Take an extra point. Well, okay.
I'm not going back.
Take an extra point on the pod.
I think the reason it's gotten there is because UConn has 3 wins, right? UConn has 3 wins, but they don't deserve any of those wins.
Yeah, it's just too many points. these are really bad teams, and UMass probably deserves to be the dog, but not by 2 touchdowns. That's ridiculous. I'm taking.
I think it's a matter of UConn is showing signs of life, right?
They're getting better. UConn's getting better. Mass is not.
Getting better.
Mass's one win was against the high school team in Stony Brook, right?
Yeah.
UConn beat Fresno State, right? Like UConn's had some like decent games.
Yeah, but it was Fresno without the quarterback, whose name I can never. Yeah, Haynard.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I mean it's better than FIU and BC.
I don't know. I would probably lay the point. I am going to watch this game.
It's better than Middle Tennessee.
So excited.
Yeah.
It is such a catastrophe. It's another artwork, a tapestry of just feces that's going to be all over the field in Connecticut.
This is a better game. I mean, the other game I think is going to be a blowout on Friday night. So
Matt, would you say it's a Technicolor shitstorm?
Well, it really is. It's just beautiful, right? There's going to be all kinds of shades of brown coming in, light brown, dark brown, different textures. But I think Jim Mora is doing an okay job at UConn, and I don't know what the hell is going on in UMass. So like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to bet something, but I'm so glad we get to enjoy this together. What a time to be alive.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun every season. Andy and I think, had a bet on this just between the two of us last year. It's always fun.
Yeah.
I think that you had a UConn system and I had a UMass system last year, or maybe I got that backwards. But they agreed. Yeah. They agreed on this game, and so we both bet way too much money, and we were wrong. Mm-hmm. It was the worst gambling day of the season for me, just based on this one game. But
so let me just go. Yeah. Go. I was gonna say I'll throw this little caveat out there for you guys, since Danny's been on such a heater. You might want to consider throwing a few bucks on UMass money line, just to kind of hedge yourself a little bit on take the points, but maybe throw a couple bucks on that plus 500 in case you end up being super wrong.
All right, let's head to the other game happening at the same time. Friday night, 7:00. We've got Duke going to Boston College. We almost had agreement on here, but we couldn't quite talk Al into it. Matt, you want to kick us off and tell us what you got here?
Yeah, so Duke, talk about a team that's historically bad, right? Duke has been historically bad. No one ever considers them good. I told you to take under 1.5 ACC wins coming into the year. Clearly, that's incorrect. And they show a lot of signs of life. Boston College, I don't know what to make of them. They have an NFL wide receiver. They have some talent on that team. They stink. They lost to UConn, right? If we're playing transitive football, they should get absolutely pummeled by Duke. And I don't know if that's the case, but I think Duke is clearly the better side. Elko's got that team firing on all cylinders. I'm laying the 9.5.
Nice, Danny. You got to play on this one too?
Yeah. Duke is pretty good. Of the teams that I've watched beat Miami this season, they were probably the most fun to watch. At the stadium or whatever. They were pretty fun. Their quarterback's good. He can move around. He was pretty good. I liked watching them beat us. It was fun. It was fun to watch them beat us. I like Duke. I think that they're better this season than they have been. Duke has flashes every now and then, and Boston College I know is bad.
They are bad. They are
agreed.
Bad.
Yeah,
I'm with you guys on this.
Yeah, I couldn't complete the Cyclone here just because I liked Duke to begin the season. I also liked Northwestern to begin the season, and I do not like Northwestern currently, and I'm not going to be laying almost double digits with Duke. I'm sure this is going to hit for you guys, and I may get talked into it by Saturday. But at the moment, I'll just be happy to sit on my hands on it.
Nice. Riley Leonard ran for 3 touchdowns against us. That was the guy's name. Their quarterback was pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, I'm on it too. I think you guys covered everything. We don't need to keep beating a dead horse, but I like Duke as well. If it got to 10 or higher, I would probably reconsider it. So if its number moves, but under 10, under double digits, I like it a lot.
I know no one has a play on it, but the other Friday night game is Oregon and Washington.
I want to play this game.
Any of you guys have thoughts on that?
Yeah. I think it's going to be a really fun game to watch. Oregon State is sneaky good. Like people,
it's weird. It's weird. They're not supposed to be this good this year. They weren't supposed to be this good this year, and they just keep winning games that they shouldn't win. Like that Stanford team that I thought was better than everybody thought. Sorry.
And they haven't Washington hasn't really bounced back in a great fashion from that UCLA upset. So I'm curious to watch what the outcome is. I don't really have a side here. I don't know if you guys lean anyway, but I'm going to watch.
I lean Washington. I lean Washington.
I lean Washington
Yeah.
as well. I almost laid the points. I also kind of like the over. It's 60 and a half.
Me too. I like that. Yes.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
with you.
both offenses here are better than their opposing defenses. So, yeah.
It depends on how late I'm
It'll
up
be-
on Friday. I may
it'll
be
be a fun one.
I may be on this one with those two bets that you just said.
I probably will. I might as well just lock them in now and get a better number, right?
Enjoy it.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be in Denver as of Thursday, and now that I'm thinking of it, I should maybe make notes on these Thursday, Friday night games and get some actual bets placed on them when I get there. But yeah, it should be fun. I like that one. I would think a consideration is Oregon State money line, but I don't know. When I think of money line bets, they're more like flyers rather than like bets I love so much, laying the points or taking the points that I just would bet the money line outright. So it's kind of like counterintuitive. But if you liked Oregon State, I would just take the money line rather than the points, if that were the side you liked.
What's the money line?
It's like plus 180 ish right now, and
So
the line
so
looks like
if
it's moving Washington's way, so it might go up from there.
those numbers are like, if I think they're gonna win the game, 2 out of 3 times, then in the money line is over 200. That's good value. I'll take it. Or 1 out of 3 times.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're gonna win the game 1 out of 3 times, and it's a plus 200 money line, that's good value.
Yep, that makes sense.
Let's take it into
All right.
Saturday. We have an early morning kickoff. Not like Vance and Mickey Joseph early morning, but still 30 minutes earlier than normal. At 11:30 a.m. Air Force and Army. This game is being played in Arlington, Texas. I think we all have the same play. Who here wants to
I thought
take
you were gonna hit us with the revelry here, Andy. Just, get the trumpets out.
No, the making the trumpet noises with your mouth. That's all you have.
Okay, perfect.
What's the revelry?
That's like they play at the Army, and
I was
all the
hoping you were
military
gonna do
when
it. I thought you were gonna do it.
That's enough.
That's what I was
Good.
hoping for.
Wake
That was
up.
a
That's what I was
good
Wake
hoping
up,
for.
baby.
Right there. That's perfect. So this is easy. I don't even need to give an explanation. It's a military game under. You have to bet them all because they hit it like all of them hit. All of them hit. They all hit. They've never not hit. Every
I've
under
literally
always
not
hit.
lost one.
This isn't a good bet. This isn't a good bet. This game should go over. Like the numbers say this game should go over, but they always hit. So you just have to bet it. There's no other option.
To get a military academy total that's in the 40s and not the 30s is a special thing. So yeah, I'm gonna take the under. It's probably an
I don't wanna-
indication that it will go over, but yeah, under 40 and a half.
I don't want
This will be like the first one in 5 years that doesn't hit if it doesn't. So
Yeah,
fine.
like literally, I've been
lose
betting this for
confidence.
3 years and I have not lost one.
Agreed.
What do you got, Matt?
Air Force is pretty good, right? So there is more risk there. This isn't a typical military academy, right? Shout out to the
Yeah.
troops. I'm not trying to disparage any of the troops, but Army's not particularly good, and Air Force is pretty good. So I get scared there, but it's a system play. You gotta take the under.
The reason
Isn't
that
it
doesn't scare
funny?
me, Matt. The reason that doesn't scare me, Matt, is respect for the other military service. They never run up the score, and even if they know they can crush them, they will never win by more than 2. They never do it.
Andy, you got something?
It's ironic that Air Force is the one military academy school that can actually pass the ball a little bit as far as military academies go.
Yeah, if they ever introduce a
fitting.
way to use water to get the ball down the field, then Navy will be dangerous. Until then,
Coast Guard's gonna come in. You really underrate that Coast Guard football.
I'm on this as well to make it a Cyclone, all 4 of us, but I kind of like Army too. They're getting 6.5 right now. If it gets to 7, I'll probably pull the trigger. And I do think it probably will. So if you're listening to this later in the week, if it's at 7, I kind of like Army there too.
Just wait till Air Force scores the first touchdown, then take them plus 13.
There you go. All right, Matt, why don't you take us into the noon slate?
Yeah, I'm taking us to Camp Randall, right? We're in Wisconsin. I don't understand this line. It looks so clearly like the wrong team is laying the points. Look, Wisconsin is intimidating at home. I understand that. I also understand that Maryland has had to work through some injuries. Tagovailoa's been hurt. Rackham Jarrett's been hurt.
He's not back, right?
I don't know if they are back or not. I don't care.
Tagovailoa is not back. I'll double check.
I didn't know. Yeah, will you check for me?
I would take this line if he's back. I will take this line if he's back. I looked at it and I thought I saw earlier he wasn't. I'll double check now. Sorry. Go ahead.
Either way, the best unit out there, even without Tagovailoa, but is still Maryland's offense. Wisconsin always historically has a good defense. They run the ball. This isn't a great Wisconsin team. I like the Maryland. Take the points 5.5. I know Camp Randall's scary, but Maryland's been really good all year. They played very well against Purdue last week and handled business. I like Maryland here.
Expected to play.
Oh,
he is expected to play.
Friggin' go.
As of 5 days ago, they said they expect him to play versus Wisconsin.
Do you have thoughts as the Big Ten guy?
I mean, with him playing, yeah, I don't understand his line either. Wisconsin's bad. They fired their coach. They lost to Illinois.
He was a game time decision against Northwestern. He's going to play. All right, I'm on it. Lock it in.
Maryland's good. They've hung with some
Danny's like tapping out of the podcast real quick to go actually bet it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's like,
sorry.
I could tell it in your voice.
Yeah, I love it, man.
I got a bad number on UNC. I'm with you guys on that, but I got to do this real quick.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's okay.
I don't know why Wisconsin is as bad as they are. Like it kind of like confuses me. Like they don't seem like they should be as bad as they are, and yet here they are, like 4-4.
The best thing I can tell you is Big Cat's pain is funny. That's the best. Big Cat's pain is funny. Him liking the Bears in Wisconsin is just it's funny.
Yeah, but Wisconsin hasn't been good in conference. They haven't been good outside of conference. I don't understand it. Like I get that the Big Ten has some really daunting environments to walk into, but Maryland's been handling those environments fine, right? Like I don't understand this game. They played tough at Michigan already and almost upset Michigan earlier in the year. It seems like the easiest play.
Love it.
Yeah,
especially if Talia is back.
And I mean, I would look at a money line too. Shit, it doesn't really matter. Like,
yeah,
I think the better side.
Maryland money line. That's the move. I'm gonna actually make that a pick. I'm not gonna plus 180.
Maryland money line. I like the Maryland money line. I like too.
Yeah, plus 180.
Do people not know that he's playing? Because I didn't know.
I think people may go to the betting window expecting Wisconsin to be Wisconsin. This number probably should change. I can't believe it was 5.5 when I saw it. If it got to like 7.5, I would 5 unit it. Be like, all right, doesn't really matter. Let's go. We gotta let it ride.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I could drop that nugget for you boys.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. That's good news.
Let's go.
Alan, Danny, you got an ACC play here for us at noon.
Yeah, I could. Let's kick this one off, Al. Virginia sucks. Virginia sucks. They could only get 12 points against Miami, and they let us get 2 Iowa touchdowns. So, and we're terrible, especially without our quarterback. So, UNC is going to score 1,000 points on them. Later 10.
Yeah, I got 9.5. UNC 9.5. Virginia is
Lucky.
Super bad. North Carolina's defense is not good, but they're better. It doesn't matter. They could put like literally scarecrows out there, and I don't think Virginia could score 10 points. North Carolina's this thing should be having another 10 points on it. It should be.
Yeah, they
UNC
needed
minus 20.
They needed two drives starting from the 25 in overtime to get to 12 against Miami. So.
Their defense must have played well that day, though. No, I agree with you, boys. And it's puzzling, right? Virginia was really good last year. Brendan Armstrong's still their quarterback, and he was really good last year, too. I don't understand what's wrong with that program. Who's the coach now? The guy from Clemson. He clearly didn't bring any of that magic with him from Clemson there. It's a rough ride. And I understand Virginia is a very competitive school academically. It's hard to transfer credits in and transfer credits out. Like, it's a hard place to get anyone to go to. But that they shouldn't be that bad, and they're bad. And you got the second best or the best offense coming in. in the ACC. It's going to be a tough
The
day.
best
for
offense
the
in the
Wolverines.
ACC. Venables didn't take any of that magic away either to Oklahoma. So maybe the assistants from Clemson don't translate.
Ooh, maybe. Hey, are we putting Venables on a hot seat? Oh,
I mean, it's
love
his first year. I don't know if I wouldn't go hot seat yet, but maybe.
Yeah, he's they're 5-3. I think he's chilling
Oklahoma
now.
does not stand for 5-3, bud.
No, I mean, but it's his first year, and he's getting shit. I think if he were 3-5, which there was a realistic shot he was going to be a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
I
He
think
did
it's
win
a
his
lot
last 2 games.
more respectable.
All right, Al, why don't you take us to the next one?
Yeah, Tulane Tulsa. I'm laying 7 with Tulane. You should get it before it moves past that. Most books are at 7.5 now. It looks like. So if you can still get it at 7 when you're listening to this, do so. Tulane is good, like straight up. They're I think 7-1. Tulsa is. That's. I mean, I hate to make it as simple as that. I mean, what? You think
It's not
Tulsa's
that they're
good?
not good. I don't know. There's a reason I didn't bet this one, but
Yeah,
I
you
think
scrolled
Tulsa's
past it?
fine. I think Tulsa's fine.
Okay. I mean, so Tulsa lost to Ole Miss. They lost to Cincy. They lost to Navy. I mean, those are 3 excusable losses. They also lost to SMU. But their only
Another
win
excusable loss.
yeah, well, right. But like Tulane is probably on par with SMU and maybe Cincy. To be honest, and then you've got all you've got is a win against
Tulane
Temple
lost to
in the
Southern
past
Miss. Like
month
either one of these
for
teams can win
Tulsa.
this game. Either one of these teams can win this game.
Okay.
That's why I didn't. I don't know.
I mean, Tulane. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm with you. I think
I like
Tulane's going to
Tulane.
win.
I like
I think
their
Tulane's going to win. When you come out and say Tulsa's bad, I don't think Tulsa's bad. I mean, they've
I mean,
played some
okay.
tough
When I
teams.
say bad, I mean average. They're average.
Okay. Like.
Okay. But Tulane's good. So I would take the good team versus the average team.
Okay.
And that was Semantics Hour with Al and Danny. I think
what is good? What is good anyway?
I think Tulane's a lot better side. Like I said, I get Danny's point about Tulsa not being bad, but they're not. They're definitely
3-5, but their 5 losses are. They're just. I'm sorry. I shouldn't defend a 3-5 team that bad. I guess. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. All right, let's move on to. Oh boy, we got the Giants from Columbus going into right outside of Chicago. We got Ohio State versus Northwestern. The spread is 38.5. Danny, what you got?
Oh, what do you think I'm going to do with the 38.5 points, Matt? What do you think I'm going to do with them? You think I'm going to take them, or you think I'm going to lay them?
Probably.
What do you think? Do you think I like rooting for good teams, or do you think I like rooting for bad teams? I'm going to lay these 38.5. I'm going to lay these 38.5 because they're going to win by 50. Because they're good. And you know what Northwestern didn't do for me last week? Because I'm mad at Northwestern, and I want them to get this fucking. So Northwestern, in a game that had a 40-point total, couldn't cover 30 points last week. Got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. No, they deserve this ass whooping they're about to get. They deserve it. They're going to lose by like 70, and they deserve every touchdown that freaking Ohio State is going to put on them. All right, I'm done. I'm laying these 38 points.
So I think you're right as far as like a talent discrepancy. If both of these teams play their absolute hardest and their best players for the entire game, you're right. Ohio State would win by 70. The problem is Ohio State doesn't have any incentive to do that once they get to a certain point. They don't need the style points against Northwestern, right? Yes. They just need to win and get out of there. I'm not playing it. I don't have the balls to take Northwestern even when I'm getting almost 40 points. But
what's Ohio State ranked right now? What's Ohio State ranked right now?
2 or 3. I don't know.
Three. And how many losses do they have?
I don't think they have any.
Yeah. 0. So you're saying they don't need style points?
Not against Northwestern. Like it doesn't. Whether or not they make the college football playoff is not going to be determined by whether they beat Northwestern by 35 or 70. Like that.
They'll be number 2 after this game, no matter what. But they want.
Yeah, I mean, For me,
They wanna
looking
be
at this
number one.
line, I'm thinking it's a ripe spot for Ohio State to think they're on a bye week here and just cruise over Northwestern, win that one by like 15 or 20, where it's never in contention. But they don't need to go out there and destroy them. 42-17. How many points is that? 25? Yeah.
That's too many for Northwestern, but
Oh no, that's
yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm
maybe
talking
it's,
about.
it's true.
Do you
But
think the
that's
team
kind of what
total
this feels like. It feels like Ohio State's taking the week off after a tough game against Penn State, and Northwestern the
Al,
beneficiary.
I think you have the right
getting
total, but the
38.5.
17 points are on the wrong team side.
So look, can we talk about this? Do you think the team total is 7.5 for Northwestern? Do you think they're going to get 7?
Under.
Oh, if it is, I'm going. That would be my bet. I'm going to bet under 7.5 points. And look, the problem there is they may bring in all the backups and let a loose touchdown in the fourth quarter. But
I mean, this one's
That's
in
why-
Northwestern.
That's why I wouldn't go. That's why I wouldn't go under 6.5, Matt.
yeah, that's true.
Oh.
That's true.
based on the numbers now, I would expect the team total to be around 12.
Oh,
That's
So
an easy under.
hammer that under.
Yeah.
All right.
They're gonna score 50.
That one's going to be
Ohio State's
42-17 exact. You guys mark it. Somebody make a note.
I hope so.
All right. We got another one that we were almost in
I
agreement
hope
on,
it's
but we
59 to
couldn't
nothing.
quite.
I hope it's 59-0. That would be so perfect.
Quite talk Al into joining us on this next one. Who wants to take it? Matt, you want to?
Yeah, I'll take it. Look, so this is Kentucky, Missouri. For everyone listening at home, it's at Missouri. Everyone saw Kentucky get undressed last week when I defended Kentucky, and I said they're going to keep it closer in Tennessee than you think. And I was clearly wrong. I'm a drunk who does a podcast about gambling. Don't take all your advice from me. But I think we also saw Missouri go out.
Proceeds to do a podcast giving advice about gambling. Go on.
We also had Missouri go out and beat South Carolina. A pretty impressive win considering South Carolina beat Texas A&M. We do a lot of transitive property math. Doesn't matter. It's an isolated – games are isolated incidents. Don't think of them transitively. Everyone's rushing the window, feeling better about Missouri, and feeling worse about Kentucky. Take Kentucky. Lay the 2.5. They're a lot better than Missouri.
So Missouri has won their 2 SEC games, so they're done.
They got it.
They're done with their SEC wins. Kentucky has already lost one of their winnable SEC, 2 of their winnable SEC games to South Carolina, and well, they had to go to Mississippi, so that's a tough one. But I just think that this is one of Kentucky's winnable SEC games that they're going to win. So
You guys remember when Kentucky was ranked 6th?
No, what?
Yeah.
You guys remember that? That was like 3 weeks ago. That was like not that long ago.
Yeah, then they lost Ole Miss and South Carolina back-to-back weeks.
Fuck it. Let's cyclone this. Why not?
Yeah.
Love
there we
it.
go.
2.5.
Love it. Love it.
Let's do it.
So my notes are almost exactly what Matt said. We're getting a discount here because Kentucky got walled by Tennessee and Missouri beat South Carolina. But the difference in quality between Tennessee and South Carolina is immense. I think people are still having a hard time wrapping their head around how good Tennessee is. We're going to talk about Tennessee's game a little later today. And
Has Kentucky lost to South Carolina? You know that, right? Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I think people just aren't ready to accept that Tennessee is actually a good team. And there's no shame in that beatdown. So we're getting a discount here. This number should be a lot higher.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely with you. After that game.
I'm like a month in on that bandwagon. So yeah, we got some fun ones coming up.
We also have a chance that Jimbo Fisher gets beaten by Florida this weekend. We don't need to talk about it, but I don't do this often. I want this on the record. I'm rooting for the Gators this weekend and only this weekend because I want that shitstorm to continue rolling.
Is it Richardson? What's his name? Is it Richardson, the quarterback?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want him to throw for so many yards and run for the rest of them. I just want him to, buddy. I hate Jimbo.
Like he brought me a lot of joy, but like if the chance that Texas A&M is paying $85 million to a coach who goes 3-6 in the 4th year or the 5th year, What a
something about college football programs that don't pay the players but pay the coaches a lot of money to waste that money on coaches that lose. It makes me happy when they waste the money. Like when coaches get fired and take the money and don't get paid to not like what Ed Orgeron is doing to LSU this season makes me very, very happy.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah.
But that's aside. We don't have a pick in that game. I think it'll probably be an interesting game, not to watch, but to talk about afterwards.
Like Florida money line.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
There's some like really, real fun money line considerations this week.
Let's take it down to Fort Worth with the team that just won't lose, and they ruin everyone's spreads. We got Texas Tech and TCU. Both are really good teams. It looks like Andy and Danny have a play on this. Danny, start us off.
Oh, yeah. I'm my analysis on this is I'm tailing Andy.
Okay.
Andy wins a lot of bets. Andy wins a lot of bets, and he's good at this. And I want to win one, so I'm going to tail Andy.
I appreciate that. That's a lot of pressure on me, but hopefully I'm up for it. TCU is clearly the better team here. I think that's pretty obvious. But I think that Texas Tech has the defense to slow down TCU a little bit. And it's just too many points. I can't get there. Even when you factor in home field advantage for TCU, I still can't get to double digits. So as long as it stays at 10 or higher, I'm taking the double digits with Texas Tech.
Yeah, so my other thought on this is I just don't think TCU's first loss is going to be by like 100 points in the playoffs. So I think this could be like a sneaky loss for them. So, a close game that they end up, Texas Tech is one of the games on their schedule that they could lose.
I like this. I think you guys are on the right side. I think it's going to – it looks like it's moving that way too. Like you're going to – like if you wait, you might get a better number.
Either
Matt,
way, I agree with you guys I think you're right. Look, I've been a TCU supporter all year long. I've told you Max Duggan's really great. I think I've said it like 5 straight weeks. This game is going to be Texas Tech's pretty good, and their style ends up traveling okay, which is odd because it's like a very odd style of football. But I think this is going to be a close game. I think TCU should win. I think they're the better team, but Sonny Dykes has got some magic going on in Fort Worth right now for sure. You want to take it to a real stinker in the ACC? And we had talked about a game that could be really entertaining to watch. Let's talk about one you shouldn't watch at all. You got Georgia Tech versus Virginia Tech. And I got Danny on a play here. What you got, buddy?
Neither of these teams can score points, so I'm going under 41.5. This game could easily end like 6-3 and then have to go into overtime to get to with one team kicking a field goal at the very end.
25 overtimes to hit the over.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like one of them really shitty games where they're not going to score any points, and not 41's a really low total. But
this is a game that you have to have an eagle eye on. When you're scrolling through 100-some college football games, and you gotta have a keen enough eye to see this one and pump. Oh wait, what are we looking at? Under 41.5. I love that. That's a good one. But 2 trash teams. No one wants to watch that game.
Oh, I'm not watching this.
Over 40.
Not watching this.
That one goes 42 or plus. I'll eat my shoe. That's a good bet.
No, there's too much good games on at noon. That this 12:30 game is on at 12:30 just because they know nobody needs to watch this.
Agreed. Let's go to the 2 p.m. spot where you got a battle of Virginia versus West Virginia, but not the state schools. We got Marshall coming into Old Dominion. We got a couple plays on this. Let's start off with Al. Al, what do you like in this? Marshall.
Sorry.
Old Dominion.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Al. Go for it.
Yeah. Sorry, you cut out for a sec. Sorry. Yeah. Marshall. I'm on Marshall. Lane. Marshall, super good. And Old Dominion has played well this year, but Marshall's in a different stratosphere as far as the. Is this it's my territory? Old Dominion and Marshall, or is that whatever conference it is? Marshall's winning it. Yes, Marshall's definitely the best team in that conference. So
I will let you know that Marshall is currently the worst ranked team on the Group A side, but I agree with you. I think Marshall is the better team here. I think they have the better players. I think Old Dominion, they were a darling early, and I think it's regressed a little bit as far as the transition from being FCS to FBS. I know they've been here for a couple of years, but it's still a hard line to go. So I like Marshall here, -2.5.
I'm on it with you guys. I think Marshall's defense is the best unit on the field by a pretty wide margin, so I don't think Old Dominion is going to be able to do anything, move the ball at all. And I'm getting less than a field goal. I'm laying those points with Marshall all day.
I'm also on this one on my expert analysis of Tail Andy.
Is that official, Danny? Is it? Do we have another
Official.
Cyclone here?
Cyclone again?
Another Cyclone? You guys are all on this? Okay.
Yeah.
It's another Cyclone.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's a damn
Cyclones
hurricane.
are the same day.
Danny's trying to pass.
Somebody called Jake
Danny's
from
passing
State Farm.
stats.
Yes, he is. Well, Danny's trying to get back to 500. Danny's literally chasing on the podcast right now.
All right, let's go ahead and roll into.
By the way, that -2.5 is up to -125, so you're gonna lose it if you don't bet it now.
Oh, I bet it 2 hours ago.
Okay.
Danny, go ahead and roll us into that 3 p.m. window with a absolute classic of a game here, Middle Tennessee going into Louisiana.
It's a revenge bet, guys. It's a revenge bet. I'm mad at Middle Tennessee. They beat us, and I'm mad at them, so I want them to lose. So I'm going to bet Louisiana Tech with my money. Put my money where my mouth is or something. I don't know. It's a revenge bet. Also, Miami's really bad, and people are still overvaluing them, I think. And I think I lost my bet with this analysis last week, but I'm going to do it again.
I actually like this
So
bet.
bet the mortgage on Middle Tennessee.
I was almost on it. I didn't quite see enough value. If it got to Louisiana Tech +3, I'll probably hit this as well. But if you've gun to my head, made me bet this today, this is the side I'd be on.
I was thinking about this bet before it, so I'm glad that Danny's on this side. Let's go. You want the stinkiest game.
I'll just put a gun to Andy's head. For those that are listening, I'll with the video, aimed a gun right at Andy's head.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
I'm very good. Very good.
I'm calling ChuggieBets HR. I feel threatened.
It's a great joke for audio, for an audio medium.
Yeah, exactly. I'm great on radio.
All right. Sorry, Matt. We interrupted your stink fest. Take us there.
This is a disaster. All right. I'm going to put it on the front end. New Mexico is hosting Utah State. Utah State's hosting New Mexico. Excuse me. New Mexico may be one of the worst teams in the country. Utah State's not that much better.
We say that every week.
And it's
I'm sorry, New Mexico.
It's too many points,
I'm not.
man. It's too many points. I see this game being like a 14-point game at worst. So 15.5, there's some value there. And it'll probably get worse. I just want to make sure I'm in. I like the plus 15.5 here. It smells awful, right? Because New Mexico's terrible. But we're taking the points, 15.5, and I may lose by 40, or I may look like a genius and win something on the money line. High variability.
Nice. High variability. I like it.
Let's go to Birmingham. We got Texas. We got the Meat Meeps coming in to Alabama, Birmingham. Oh, we got some competition. We got different sides here. I'm going to let Al defend his case first.
Yeah, I'm gonna meep so fucking hard. UTSA -1.5. I'm laying those points, baby. UAB is overrated. It's a bit of a sell high spot on them, I think. And UTSA is good, man. They cover like crazy. They haven't covered, I think. I don't know if they played last week, but the week before they didn't cover. So, but I think literally every game before then they did. So they're gonna get back on that wagon. Take care of the Blazers. Is that what they are?
Yep, you got it.
Yeah.
All right, Andy, what you got for that? And we could probably give you -1 if they're at +1. I don't know what the numbers are, but we could probably give you a more favorable line for the sake of the podcast.
Sure.
Yeah, I actually had one book that had UTSA +1 as well. I don't know if it's still, that might be gone, but I'll look in a little bit. So UTSA has won 3 in a row since they lost to Texas in September. But that ends in Birmingham this week.
5 in a row, I think.
Is it 5 in a row? That might be a typo in my notes. That actually sounds right because it's been like a month and a half. But I think UAB has a defense to limit UTSA, and they'll be able to put up a few points themselves. I have these teams ranked pretty evenly. So once you factor in the home field advantage, I actually think the wrong team is favored here. So for me personally, I'll probably just take UAB on the money line. But for the purposes of the podcast, I'll lock it in at +1.
I'm gonna take my bet off the board here because I hate Andy's bet. I'm not gonna do it. I can't tell you.
The tailing
Yes,
is ended quickly.
No,
Danny, can I interest you in a UTSA
you
-1?
can. Yeah, UAB
No.
UAB just lost to FAU. They lost to N'Kosi Perry by a touchdown. Like they only put up 17 on that defense that UCF gashed for like 100. UTSA's won 5 in a row and they scored like between 30 and 50 points in all of those games against like decent teams like Middle Tennessee.
All streaks come to an end. 5 in a
put
row
up
just
40
means they're due.
They put up 45 and they beat FIU. I mean, that's a juggernaut. No, I'm laying the 1. UTSA is better than UAB.
I'm gonna clear out and let Andy have this.
No, I already said my piece. I don't have to defend it. We'll see what happens. That's why they play the game.
That's why they play the game.
Oh no, I think he was talking about the next game.
Oh, the next one. Sorry.
It's all yours, bud. I'm gonna just sit
Thank
here and relax and drink a beer.
All right. So the next one is Michigan State going into my beloved 14th in the nation, fighting Illini. This might be mostly a happiness hedge for me, honestly. The Michigan State's getting 16 points. I'm taking Michigan State plus the 16. In a perfect world, Illinois blows them out. In a less perfect world, Illinois still wins, and my bet wins. And then in the absolute worst case scenario where Illinois loses, at least a little bit of money in my pocket. I've just watched too many Illinois football games over the past 20 years or so to just ever believe that it's legitimate for them to be favored by this much. 16 points for Illinois. Like, every year they beat some teams that they have no business beating, and then they lose to some teams they have no business losing to. And 16 is just a way too big of a number.
I think you're wrong on this one too.
I hope you're right.
I'm gonna tell you though.
I think it's very easy to make either side sound like a smart play, and so I'm just not touching it.
No, I'm gonna tell Andy on this one. I think he's wrong, but because I think Michigan State sucks. I think they're like really, really bad, and I love laying 16 points with good teams against bad teams. There is the chance that like Illinois wins this game 15.5-0.
How many safeties is that? 7
but,
2/3 of the safety.
Yeah, I don't see Michigan State scoring a point. Not 1 point, not a single one. So,
they also just had they announced the 4 suspensions for those Michigan State players for the fight after the game too. So Michigan State will be down some players. Something to consider here.
Yeah, you know what?
Was that a big
staying away.
Or was it
staying
like,
away. Delete this pick. I'm not tailing Andy on that. I'm not gonna fade him like I am with UTSA, but no, I can't tell you on that one. You're wrong. You're happiness hedging, and that's not a good way to. That's not a good way to bet. You don't bet emotionally. If somebody on this podcast is going to tell you not to bet emotionally, you should listen to me and don't bet emotionally.
Danny, listen. The lack of conviction from you this week is driving me nuts. I'm going to need you to go ahead, take one of these little dealies right here, and
the only one I have in front of me.
Lift the bottom up. Yeah, that's your bad. That's your bad, bud. You're gonna have to drink that whole thing.
It's empty. Ale. Oh crap!
Yeah,
go grab something else.
Lovely, delicious IPA.
Oh, craft.
Halloween, baby.
While Danny is chugging this, I'll just mention this might be a little bit too inside baseball, but those of you that know Danny know we have a nickname for him, and that nickname is Tech Grandma, because he is very often bad with technology. And in our spreadsheet today, he clearly has his cap lock on and does not realize it. And every single pick, the first letter is lowercase and the rest of the letters are uppercase. And it's just making me laugh. So I just wanted to mention that. I love you, bud. But that is hilarious.
I like that he put Syracuse SR. Looks like he said sorry. Like he's
Sorry,
apologizing for the bet
Yeah,
on the
with a
next one.
lowercase s
Sorry,
and
it's a little
capital RY.
teaser on the next play, I guess.
I have no defense. I have no
So
defense.
Danny, how you doing? You okay?
These
You
things
okay
are all
there?
true. These things are all true. That was a
I'm
you
sorry
know,
I did that to you, but I'm also
no,
not
no,
sorry.
that was perfect. That was perfect. And you know what? Dale's is only 6.5%. It's not like you made me chug one of these 9%.
It's easy drinking.
I
Like
didn't have one of Missy's pumpkin beers that is like 13%.
Yeah.
All right, we are an hour in, so let's roll through some picks and talk about the big games. What do you say, Danny? Syracuse Pitt. What you got?
Syracuse Pitt's the big game. Narduzzi's gonna dooze. But I'm taking Syracuse. I think Syracuse had 2 tough games. Their last 2 games were like hard. They played Notre Dame and they played Clemson, and both of those games. Well, they played Clemson real tough, and then they kind of got rolled by Notre Dame. And I think that they're gonna get back on track now. And they're much better than Pitt. Or they have been
Pitt's bad.
through
I hate
the
Pitt.
they were through the first like 6 games of the season, and then the way they played against Notre Dame, they should lose to Pitt, but I think they'll get back to their form from earlier. So I think that's why this line's what it is.
In that same time slot, 3:30, I am laying 5.5 with UCF against Memphis on the road. UCF kind of has a good defense, and they have figured out how to start scoring points now. It's like it's a very different team. It's like I got confused by UCF the first half of the season here because they're not the same UCF, but
I was pretty wrong about that over with the UCF Cincinnati, huh? I was pretty wrong about that.
Yeah.
Matt, can I talk you into following on that? Or
I think I am going to follow you. I think UCF, they have a couple losses coming. I don't necessarily see this being the spot where the loss is going to be. I think they've been playing really well. They look like a really well-balanced team. Plumlee's really fit in nicely over the last few weeks, and Gus Malzahn is good with running quarterbacks. He's always good with running quarterbacks. He had that with Marshall at Auburn. He can find these people and mold them into his weird running banana shit offense where there's people running every direction. It always works.
Yeah, I don't like it.
But I think it's the spot. I think UCF wins by a touchdown or more. All right, here we go. This is another stinger. You ready? Oklahoma State got absolutely boat raced last week by Kansas State. Sucked. They got absolutely crushed by the backup quarterback, Howard. Martinez didn't even play. Howard went out there and absolutely crushed them. The problem here is I think Oklahoma State's going to have an axe to grind, and it's going to come at the cost of Kansas. This Kansas team was a darling. They're no longer that darling. They've seen the shine fall off the apple a little bit, and I think Oklahoma State's going to find a win here that they really need in order to stay competitive in the Big 12. I like
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bean.
Yeah, yeah, Jason Bean. And look, is Johnson's not playing, right? This is predicated on Johnson not playing.
Yeah, I think he's done for the season, I thought. But
yeah, I love it. I love it. Give me 3. I'm laying 3.5 with Oklahoma State. Could be in Lawrence, Kansas, or Stillwater. It doesn't matter to me.
Nice. Al.
All right,
I'd go the other way, but I'm not
one.
going to, so you should feel better about your pick.
That's fine. You guys can take it. I feel good about this pick.
We just talked about like half a dozen to a dozen 3 o'clock, 3:30 window games that are no one's going to be watching because everyone's going to be watching Tennessee, Georgia. One hosting number 2. I'm taking 8 points with Tennessee. I bet that gets down right about a touchdown would be the way I would see it. I like Tennessee, man. I think they're going to be able to move the ball on Georgia's defense. I think Georgia's offense is okay, but I think Tennessee. I think it's going to be like a close game, a 1-possession game. So give me the 8 points. Hell yeah.
I want to see what the Tennessee team total is, because I love to bet team total overs, like especially high team total overs. But this one, I think I want to bet the Tennessee team total under if it's like around 30. I want to see what it comes out to.
Right about where it'll be.
Yeah. So if it's over 28, I will go under on the Tennessee team total under.
Predicting it'll be at 29.
Andy, what's your read, bud, on this game?
My numbers tell me to take Tennessee and the 7.5 or 8 points. I mentioned earlier that I think people are having a hard time just mentally and emotionally accepting that Tennessee is this good. I am one of those people. Like I have not pulled the trigger on it yet, even though my numbers tell me to, and normally I just kind of trust the numbers. I'm having a hard time doing it. So if I had to play it again, I'd be on the same thing.
It's got
But
something to do with the fact that their quarterback's a Virginia Tech throwaway, and their coach used to be at
Maybe.
UCF for like he was just there for
I
like
think
one
this
season. It
has
doesn't make
great
sense.
potential. This has great potential for like expose Georgia's this is not 2021 Georgia, this is 2022 Georgia, and we still have a walk-on quarterback that I think might get exposed on Saturday.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, but I think
You left it
Georgia
on the money
probably
line?
has. I think Georgia has like two
I
more.
think Tennessee can win. I think Tennessee can win this game.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the game's going to be amazing, and I think everyone's backing Georgia because Georgia is Georgia they think it's Georgia from last year. And look, the defense looked great. They boat raced Florida so fast in that game, and then they just kind of chilled. They kind of just
Like
coasted in.
Tennessee's O line is fucking good too, and Georgia's
agree
D
with
line
you.
is not last year's Georgia's D line. So
It's going to be
Like-
an amazing game.
Saying that I need their number to be 28 against Georgia's defense is giving them a whole lot of respect. But
It's amazing. It's an amazing
it's
game.
giving them a
Yeah.
whole lot of respect.
Maybe you should eyeball the under in general, though, if that's your thought process. I don't know what the number is, though. What's it at?
Well, I
currently?
don't think Tennessee's
total
defense is all
65
that
and a
good,
half,
so-
64 and a half. Yeah.
I would probably think about
The thing is, I don't know how this game could go, right? I think that like Georgia could win this game like 40-10, or I think Georgia could win this game like 14-10.
No.
those would both be unders, but
I feel very different. I think Tennessee could easily be up 21-0, and Georgia's like, oh fuck, what do we do? I forgot what we usually play with a lead like this, not have to come back, and then they get fucked.
Sorry, I also think that Georgia could win this game 35-28, Andy. So that would not be an under. But all of those, I think Georgia's going to win. It could also be 31-28. But all of those, I think Georgia's going to win. That's why I'm not laying the points with Georgia. And the only bet I'm looking at is the Tennessee team total under.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely watching this game. And whoever gets up, I'm betting the other way. And then that's who I'm going to be rooting for.
Yeah.
Whoever gets up early, I'm betting the other side, and that's who I'm rooting for. Also, I'm
strangely
rooting for Tennessee in this game because I like Heifel. He's a little frumpy,
Yeah.
and I like his offense because they run fast.
Danny,
I feel better about betting Georgia. Like if Tennessee gets out to a big lead, I actually feel better about betting Georgia to come back and make it more of a game than the other way around. But yeah. Love that.
Danny, for the record, 35-28 is actually still an under.
It is?
Yeah.
35. Okay, then I'm probably going under. I'm just going to do that then.
And I'm with you guys too with rooting for Tennessee. I'm sick of Georgia, like always being up there at the top, dominating everything every year. I'm sick of it.
They're so new. They're so
some
new.
blood. They're new compared to like Alabama, but it's been a couple of years of lots of.
Miami
yeah.
just got their
Georgia's
coach because
been
they
good
got fired like 5 years ago. Mark Richt
Georgia's
came
been
to
good
Miami
for
like
like a
5 years
decade.
ago. Georgia's new. They fired their coach 5 years ago.
Wow, too much success. I hate them. Let's go Tennessee.
Yeah.
Don't hate on the winners.
Ooh.
I
4
have to.
o'clock.
I went to
Here's
Illinois.
another one that was so close to being a Cyclone. If it weren't for Smush Al not wanting to jump on it here. But you guys are taking Liberty plus 14 against Arkansas. Is that right?
That is correct. In full disclosure, this is my least favorite play of the day, but my numbers love this play. It showed the most value of any of my plays here, so I have to take it. That's it. That's all I got. The only other thing I'll say is this is the last pick I have for the day, and it's a 4 p.m. game, so I might have to get a babysitter to watch my kids and like actually take my wife out during football season, which is unheard of. But
extra brownie points.
Yeah, something like that. Danny, I know you're on this too.
Yeah, it's my expert analysis of Tail Andy.
Yeah, my only
Liberty's
thought
good
here is
quarterback's gone. I haven't watched one of their games since he went to the NFL. So
I think you take an Arkansas offensive line and running game against whatever Liberty is putting up on defense, and I think it can make for a very long day for Liberty. So I would not be taking the points here, but I'm not going to bet it. In a game that I will be laying points with, though, is Troy at Louisiana. Troy's good. This is my expert analysis, same as I've put on for a handful of games tonight already. Troy's good, and Troy's going to win, and they're laying 4 points, and that seems like a very reasonable number for them to cover. So that's it. That's the extent of my analysis there.
Let's keep this rolling. I don't know that anybody has an
Sunbelt,
official
baby.
play, but we should talk about this one. Alabama, LSU, both ranked teams. Does anybody have any thoughts before we keep moving?
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
some
but-
thoughts. I think
So-
LSU's playing better than people expect, right? I think everyone saw LSU play Florida State. They saw the weird game end, and they still think LSU hasn't been good. They're 6-2 guys, and they're playing really well at home. They did get crushed in a game, right? So is the SEC season. I would be interested in probably playing LSU here, especially if that number continues to grow to 14.
It's not going to.
It's
LSU
not okay.
second half.
No, it's dropping
LSU
to
second
13.
half. That's what I'm thinking, Matt. I'm saying
LSU
let Bama
second-
build that lead, and then LSU to close the gap in the second half. That's my thought.
Actually, just laid the 13.5 at -105. Just to...
Then that's fine, right? Like I said, I don't feel good either way. I would be tempted in Death Valley to take those to take the points.
Yeah,
Andy,
Bama's defense is sus.
Yeah, I have 13 as the right price for this. So if it did get to 14, I would consider taking it. But I agree with Danny. I don't know that it gets to 14. Even if it does, it will be very momentarily because everybody's going to smash it. Maybe not everybody, but enough people will smash it. So I'm staying
That's
away
why.
from this
Yeah,
one.
that's why I think
Interesting game to watch, though.
like a live line is going to be the look here, or second half. Basically, once Bama's got a
These lines are
2-touchdown
moving right
lead,
now, man.
once Bama's got a 2-touchdown lead, you just go ahead and swoop in on like LSU plus 20 or something like that. Seems like the move.
Yeah, Alabama's going to win this game by like 3 touchdowns. So you guys can think that all you want, but
That's fine.
All right, let's keep it rolling to another ranked team.
Wait. I think Danny put in a 7:00 bet. We need to go back to Houston.
Oh
SMU.
yeah, yeah, we could talk about it. Rhett Lashley has a good offense with SMU, and Houston can score too. So I'm going over in that game. Real simple analysis. They're going to score a lot of points. They play fast.
Yeah,
A lot of drives, a lot of passing, a lot of incomplete passes to keep the game going.
I would be interested to see what the total is in that game, generally speaking, over the past like 5 years. I feel like every year that game's like 60-60. Like this number seems way off. But yeah.
Yeah.
Like Vegas doesn't put out like totals at 100, but like I think.
I was trying to bet it at 66, and it changed to 67 on me. And I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, don't care.
They skipped the whole 66.5 thing, and we're just like, no, 67. And I was like, that's fine. Whatever you guys want.
Yeah, it's still moving.
Which one?
68 out there too.
And it's
Yeah.
important to note, everyone listening, we did this on Sunday night. You tell me anyone else who's putting college football podcast out this early, right?
Yeah,
do Sunday
it's actually pretty nuts. Like normally we do this tomorrow, and it's tight
It's Halloween.
then, but doing it Sunday night, man. Yeah, Halloween, happy Halloween,
We
motherfucker.
all got to take our kids trick or treating tomorrow, so we couldn't do it.
Sure do.
What are y'all dressing up as? I guess we're running late, so let's just wrap these bets up. But then
We'll tease
yeah.
that for the NFL podcast. We'll do the NFL
Oh.
podcast a little bit. We'll tell you what we're dressing up as.
I'm gonna be a sexy candy striper, candy
I
nurse.
think it's a stripper in your face.
What do they call it? Candy.
The striper in the hospital.
striper,
Stripper
yeah.
wants the.
I'm
clothes.
dressing up
I'm
as
gonna-
somebody who's good at making college football picks.
Would you like to borrow an Illinois
Well.
shirt?
Yes, that was my joke. I was gonna go as Andy.
All right.
All right, let's keep this rolling. Clemson's
Matt
going
and
to
Danny
Notre
on Clemson.
Dame. Yeah.
Yeah.
so-
No, I'm on Clemson. I thought I already had this in there. I've already made the bet. I got -3.5 earlier.
Look, Notre Dame, anytime Notre Dame wins a game big, people run to the window, try to get the Notre Dame tickets. They feel like it's a good spot. It's not a good spot. Clemson's a lot better than Notre Dame. Like Notre Dame has been playing progressively better as the year has gone on, and that's what you want, right? And there's still some stink from Stanford. And I think people are like, well, they turned the corner. This ain't the team to turn the corner with. Clemson's going to go on the road. They're going to be fine there. I don't see any situation. It could be DJU. It could be Cade Klubnik as the quarterback. It'd probably be better if it was Cade Klubnik
Yeah.
as the starting quarterback, even as a freshman. But
I am so tempted by Notre Dame here, being at home, but like, yeah, I can't trust Notre Dame to do it. I could do it against the Syracuse team, but not against Clemson.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. Look, and Notre Dame's playing better. I like I said, I shit on Notre Dame a second ago, but I don't think of.
I just
Notre
hate
Dame,
Clemson. I think you guys are on the right side.
I don't think of Notre Dame.
This
having a
is
great
this
home
is a
field
real
advantage.
simple. This is a real simple analysis for me. The powers that be want the big brands in the playoff, and Clemson's a big brand. Okay, Notre Dame can't make it. They can't. They have 3 losses. They can't put them in. So
Danny,
the refs are gonna.
I
The
just
refs
love
are
so
gonna. The
much.
refs are gonna call everything for Clemson. The refs are just gonna
I
call
love
everything
so
for
much
Clemson.
when like the very beginning of your analysis is like the Illuminati. You're like, there's collusion, there's outside forces at hand here.
But that's what's
Like,
gonna
powers
happen.
that
That's what's gonna
be
happen.
are going to come
Like
down.
if this game is close at all, they're going to make
Oh,
Clemson win. There's gonna be some bullshit flag that comes out, or like some guy will line up 3 feet off sides.
it just makes me so happy. I just love it so much.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
assuming by Andy's face he likes Notre Dame in this spot. He kept giving me funny faces up in the top corner.
No, I that was unintentional. I apologize if that was the case. My number makes this Clemson -3, so I don't really see a ton of value here either way. One way or the other. I did have a very easy no sweat money line win on Notre Dame last week, which was very very nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, Clemson's a whole other animal from Syracuse. I'm not touching this one.
I'm sad I didn't make that bet. I'm sad I didn't make that bet last week.
I
Yeah.
talked against it, and I was wrong. I was so wrong. It was unbelievable how wrong I was.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll drink a beer.
Yeah. Okay.
For me, and I want to talk Florida State Miami because it's rivalry week, right?
Oh
You
god.
gotta
So-
skip
Okay,
over
go ahead.
Michigan Rutgers. I'm laying those points, bro.
But I had to give
Was it
someone a
40?
beer who's
I
from
don't know how
Miami.
many it is. I didn't bet it yet, but I'm going to, and I'm going to lay them.
But that's just because you're from Miami. You went to University of Miami, and I don't care for that this week. Just this week, I don't care for that. I'm really excited for the game, right? There's 2
It's gonna be
teams
great.
kind of going in separate directions. It
Oh,
feels like at this point. And thank God, boys, I don't know if you remember, I joked about Florida State may go 0 for October, and thank God that Georgia Tech game was yesterday because they would have gone 0 for October. They had a real crappy month. But as a whole, they're playing better as a team, and I'm just excited to watch the game. I would be interested in looking at Miami in the first quarter here. I feel like they're going to come out
Get out of here.
on fire.
No. Stupid.
And
Stupid.
my logic is
Don't do
this. Okay, I'm just saying the first quarter. I think it may be a low score in the
Nope.
first quarter. It may take a little time to feel out. Maybe it's better to bet the under in the first quarter. 52 points is what the total is at. Florida State's been regularly getting that number up there against everyone that isn't named NC State. So it'd be an interesting game to watch. My biggest issue with Florida State in this spot is we do not force enough turnovers, and Miami is turnover prone. If we can't get those turnovers and those cheap positions away from Miami, it's going to be a long day and a lot more uncomfortable for Florida State than you would expect watching the duration of the season.
So
Miami needed all 60 to score a total of 6 points against fucking Virginia, Matt.
all right.
They're not-
Let's be
they're not
honest. Let's be
scoring
honest.
10.
Jake
They're not
Garcia
scoring 10
sucks. Jake Garcia was trash. All right, pure trash. I watched the replay. All right, I didn't get to watch the game live, but I go on those YouTube and watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, Jake Garcia,
I mean,
pure trash.
Literally
Cannot play quarterback.
any there's not one person for the University of Miami that is good, that has played good.
Yes,
You
there
could-
is.
you could
His
suck
name is
Jake
Tyler
Garcia.
Van
Line
Dyke.
is
Literally
good.
anyone.
The
Tyler Van
D-line's
Dyke is
good.
He's
good.
been shit. Not good.
He was
Not
shit
good.
in some games, but then he's good in others. And you know what? He's been good when he played Florida State.
He was really good last year. Look, rivalry games are weird. The atmosphere is going to actually be
Restrepo's
electric.
back. Tyler Van Dyke's probably going to play. He was a
Yeah.
game time decision. Restrepo's
Danny.
back.
Danny,
Look,
Danny, will you
I'm not saying
promise
we're going
me-
to
will
win.
promise
You were
me-
saying
will
that
you
we
promise
couldn't
me
win
you
a
won't
first
bet on this
quarter,
game?
Al. You were saying we couldn't win a first quarter. All right?
Danny, will you promise me you won't bet this game? Because
No.
you sound like you're gonna bet a
I'm not
shit ton
making
of money on
promises that I can't
Miami,
keep.
and you're gonna lose
Look,
it all.
I'm a terrible gambler, but I'm a good friend. I don't make promises that I'm not going to
Okay.
keep. All right.
All right, good.
Andy,
Touche.
I hope you observed everything that happened here. I expected bullets to be fired back at me
Yeah.
for being the other team. No, they fought each other. It's great.
Hilarious.
I think
This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. Matt's going to come over my house. Our buddy Jeff is going to be down here. We're going to have a great time. We're going to watch some college football starting at like 11:30. It's going to be great. I'm going to be smoking a brisket. Then we're going to go down and we're going to tailgate. We're all going to drink some beers and have a great time. We're going to go watch Miami get our asses kicked. But Tyler Van Dyke is going to give us some hope. And then he's going to get sacked and fumble the ball away at the end of the game. That's it. we're gonna think that we're gonna be like 2 touchdowns away. He's gonna like come back, throw a couple of touchdowns. We're gonna be like, "Ooh, we're 2 touchdowns away. All we need." He's gonna be driving down. We're gonna be like, think we're gonna be able to score. Oh, we'll only be 1 if we score on this drive, and he's gonna fumble the game away, and that's gonna be it. That's what's gonna happen in the game. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have a blast.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna leave. Before the game's over, because I'm a Miami fan, and that's what we do. We leave before the game's over. I haven't stayed for a whole game yet.
But realistically, I think Florida State has the better side. If you had to pick
you're better. You're way better. Travis is, dude. Before the season, I thought we had the better quarterback. We do not. We do not have a better quarterback than you. And
I thought we had a top 5 quarterback. I thought we had a Heisman candidate. And
he's not that. He's not that. We had a Heisman candidate offensive coordinator last year named Brett Lashley, who's now the head coach at SMU. No, our quarterback was just pretty good at throwing the ball up the seam, and our offensive coordinator now they'll hand the ball for a guy to try and run up the seam, but they will not run up the seam.
As a neutral party here, do you have any in one sentence sum up what you think is happening in this game?
Florida State's the better team, but I don't want to lay more than a touchdown.
I think that's fair. I think that number makes a lot of sense. That's what I was trying to get to. I think the rivalry games are weird. They're going to be close. There's going to be unpredictable stuff because people are going to play with a lot more emotion. Someone may get kicked out of the game for fighting and shit. Like, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We've been pretty good at not targeting this year.
Over 1.5 targets. That's the bet. If there's a bet on prop targets, over 1.5 targets.
That's gonna be like plus 15,000 or something like that. You're gonna get 150 to 1 on that if it's 1.5 targets. We're not getting 1.5.
And it's gonna pay.
No, both teams.
Oh, both teams.
Oh, we target the shit out of people.
But it's also probably both going to be.
We haven't gotten targets this year. We have not gotten targets this year. We've been very.
That means we're due. All right, we're overtime. We're overtime here, boys. We only have a couple bets left to hit, so let's just wrap those up real quick. One of which is. Sorry, Andy, we're going to say something.
Real quick, before you get to that, I was going to tell Matt to drink earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt his flow. He was going into Florida State, man. For telling me that my Notre Dame pick was bad last week. Matt, go ahead and drink.
I deserve it. And honestly, I want to apologize to everyone out there. I was wrong. I was incredibly wrong, and I should drink every ounce, and you guys should laugh.
Let's not apologize for wrong picks. Yeah. This is going to be a really long podcast for me. You see how many picks I gave this week?
I just took that personally.
Next week's podcast is going to be 6 hours.
All right.
I was going to say, Matt, we're like a month short of the airing of grievances. Okay, you don't have to apologize for bad picks yet. We'll save that for the Christmas podcast. But my last pick of the week is Wake Forest -3.5 NC State.
I'm on this too. Damn it.
Fuck the collusion. Wake Forest is going to rout the shit out of NC State, and when they lose by 21, I'm going to be so fucking pissed. But they're covering.
Did this line move yet? I wanted this line at 3. That's why I didn't have it in here. Sorry to interrupt.
It's not going to go that way. Everyone knows Wake Forest is the move. Sam Hartman, frat dad.
I love
the guy that I keep calling Sam Howell.
And he gets the spreadsheet working. I love it when I see you in the spreadsheets.
Yeah, I'm a freak in the sheets. It moved him -120. Yeah, you're right.
Danny,
it's going the other way, Al.
Yep, you're on the last play of the night.
I have no idea why this is only 58.5 points. This is dumb. Cal USC scores like 45 points every game, and Cal gives up 40 points several times to bad. Arizona State scored over 40 on them. So USC's definitely scoring over 40 in this game. That means, and they could get to 50, but that means Cal only needs to get to 19 points. That's 3 touchdowns. Cal gets 20 points every game too. So this is an easy over for me. Easy over. I don't know why you guys aren't all on this.
USC could hit the number on their own.
Yeah, they could. But they're getting 40. That's a guarantee. They're getting to 40. The only time they didn't score 40 was against Oregon State, and that was a really weird game. I don't know why they didn't. That was a 17-14 USC game. That was just so weird. It must have been raining.
It's suspiciously low number. But over. Take it.
It's suspiciously low. That is a problem. It's suspiciously low. All right. You guys should all bet this with me. This should have been a Cyclone. I don't know why everybody's done this. I texted you guys about this the first thing I saw. I was like, why is this number so low?
It's a little stinky. I think the stink is wearing me away. I've been falling victim to the
We literally just hit a 77 over. Easily.
I get you, buddy. I get you.
With USC. Anyway, all right.
Yeah, let's wrap this thing up with ChuggieBets, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I got a random game generator if you guys are ready.
Yeah.
Did you have one, Andy?
No, go for it.
Andy,
RGG.
Western Kentucky, Charlotte, noon on Saturday.
Western's
So,
the direction that sucks in Kentucky, right? It's the one that's good in
No,
Michigan.
No,
Good in
it's
Kentucky,
good.
bad in
Good.
Michigan. Good in Kentucky,
Yes,
bad in
correct.
Michigan, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. That should be the title of the podcast.
Good in Kentucky, bad in Michigan.
Yeah.
I can go ahead and
write that
kick
down
off.
for notes. man.
Charlotte.
I can go and kick this off because this one was on my cutting room floor. I bet Charlotte plus 17, I think, last week against
And
Rice,
they won, right?
And they won outright.
sure did.
And the number is similar. It's like 16.5, 17 this week. I almost bet it already. Now that you're going to make me, I finally got off the schneid last week on the these random game generator bets, and I won one. I'm looking to make it 2 in a row. I'm taking Charlotte, and I'm taking the points.
You taking Charlotte?
It's
Yep.
too cocky, Andy. It's too cocky, baby. I love it.
Oh, that's dumb. That's dumb.
They creamed Rice 56-23. Damn.
That was weird
Charlotte had a lot of
because I thought Charlotte sucks. I thought Charlotte sucks.
They do. According to literally every game before that, they suck.
Yeah, that was such a weird game because I'm pretty sure I was against Andy on that one, and every time I'm against Andy, Andy wins and I lose. So if you guys are listening to this, I'm against Andy on this one. So make your picks accordingly, Matt. Now I'm going Western Kentucky minus 16, which means you should be on the Charlotte money line, and you can do like something extra.
I'll go under 71. It just seems like so many points. Like I love taking high overs and low unders.
No, Charlotte's gonna get them all.
Matt. It's 71.5. I see. So yeah, I'm gonna do the same. Under 71.
Make it 38-33, and I don't have to. I can feel good about it.
Under
16, the number you guys had for Western?
16.5.
I got
16.
16.
It looks like at $1.
I got 16
16.5, and you can lay the 16.
Bet online, I got 16. Bovada, I think, was 16.5, so I did
that way. When they lose by 16, I won't have to feel bad because you'll push and I'll win.
Yeah,
He pushed real good.
You guys want to do your chuggy bets?
Yeah.
Oh, mine's the USC over.
Over.
That's like such a stinky number. I feel like
Andy, you want to hold hands while we announce the powers?
Yeah.
Andy and I are excited to announce that we're both on Marshall minus 2.5 for our chuggy bet this week.
Oh, you guys are an adorable couple.
I would have gone with we're excited to announce that we're expecting
Marshall too.
Marshall
victory by more than 3 or more.
Exactly.
I really screwed the pooch on that one.
No, that's all right. Matt, what do you got?
I'm gonna take Maryland plus 5.5. I don't understand it. I still don't understand it. I've been trying to figure out why I'm not doing this. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm almost definitely.
Especially with Tua's brother back.
Yeah, if Tualia's out there.
Tualia.
I could be saying that wrong. Little Tagovailoa.
My daughter's best friend's name is Talia. So we'll just call him Talia.
2-2. Just call him 2-2.
2-2.
I think it's basically what his parents did, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
right,
if you made it this far, since we ran long, here's a few money line dogs that we mentioned that are good candidates for a round robin. Maryland, Texas Tech, if you guys are feeling froggy.
Tennessee's a spicy one. Tennessee, one that you like.
What else? Anything else?
Definitely not Virginia.
I thought there was another one or two I mentioned, but no bets on it. So, yeah. Oh, there you go. That's a pretty shitty reward for listening to this long.
Massachusetts.
Florida was another one.
Yes. Massachusetts was plus 500 if you want to get super spicy.
Yeah.
Like Connecticut could lose any day. It's an easy. Yeah.
True. I can't wait.
So yeah, right there. There's your round robin. UMass, Florida, Maryland, and Tennessee.
I'm gonna bet that one this week. You know what? I'm gonna bet that one this week. I haven't done a round robin in a while. I'm feeling good this
same.
week.
Hopefully,
I already have like
some better
25 college football bets
for you. We'll have some better ones for you guys by the weekend. But those are a couple.
I'm gonna get some soccer picks out to you for this weekend.
Hopefully, by that time, we'll have a better viewership and listenership next year. And I want to have a watch along for UMass UConn, where we just sit there and just laugh at the worst game on the schedule. Because Joey
will be there. I know it. Joey will be there.
You know what we should do? We should get a 2-minute long TikTok of just you walking into different bars, asking them to put that game on, and just getting a blank stare. It's like, going to like 12 different bars. They're like, UMass, UConn, basketball? No.
No.
My experience
Like,
is that the
different
waitress
times.
almost always gives me a blank stare when I ask her to put a game on. Regardless, it could be Tennessee, Alabama, or Tennessee, Georgia, and
I'll tell you what. Not at the Buffalo Wild Wings on Deerfield Beach. They're always good about it.
Because there's 12
Sponsors.
people
Always
in there.
looking for sponsors.
All right, make sure that you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Download the podcast anywhere you can get podcasts. Follow us on TikTok. Tell a friend. We really are trying to get some more listeners up, especially before next year. So that would really be helpful. Tell everybody. And check out our NFL podcast coming in just a moment where we will tell you what we're dressing up for as for Halloween. So,
Yeah.
good night, Joey.
We're super good at this.
Good night,
guys.
Joey.
Good night, Joey.
Bye. Night, Joey.